everyone wants to use online booking forms, and I get it. It'd be nice to be able to automate that part of your business so that you don't need a sales staff, so that people can just go online and book. And it really seems like that's what clients would want to do as well, because they want something quick and easy. They don't always feel like talking or texting. And so it seems to make the most sense for both operators and both their clients. So why don't I recommend it? So 6 or 7 years ago, when I started doing Google ads for limo companies and just online marketing for limo companies, I had probably in my first 3-4 dozen clients, they all used Limo Anywhere. It's probably the most popular software in our industry for online booking, dispatch, things like that. And what I used to do back in the day is I would send all of the traffic my clients got to their websites. I didn't even use landing pages back in the day. And the thing I didn't like about Limo Anywhere was I couldn't track who was requesting a quote, who was booking as a conversion in Google Ads. And it's very important to see this data because you actually get to see what someone searched before they clicked on your ad, before they made the booking, which is really valuable data. Well, fast forward a few years, I started using landing pages because I just heard from lots of different marketers that they work a lot better. It's really just a one-page website, and it's really tailored around the particular service they're looking for. So if they're looking for black car, we send them to a black car landing page. If they're looking for a stretch limo, that's a different type of buyer, right? So the landing page should look different. And so that's what we've done. We've got lots of different variations, from wine tour landing pages to charter bus landing pages to people looking for party buses. And so at that point, lots of my clients wanted to start putting the Limo Anywhere widget on their landing pages, and we did so. And it did perform a little bit better, but still I found that the average conversion rate for the Limo Anywhere widget was about 1.5%. Okay, so that means if 100 people were to click on an ad, and by the way, these campaigns were dialed in, right? And so if 100 people clicked on the ad, only 1.5% booked. And there's probably multiple reasons for that. The widget was never that great, still isn't that great. It really didn't request them to fill out their information beforehand. So they got to see the price before they even booked. And so what happens, I believe, because I can't be sure, is I believe most people were requesting quotes, seeing the price, and then they would go shop it. And then they wouldn't even catch their user info. Well, fast forward now, there's a few different services out there. Well, there's lots of them, but the two main ones I see are add-ons, and that's by Limo Anywhere. So that has a lot more functionality, and they do grab the customer's info. There's also Moves, which does the same thing, grabs the customer info so that it can follow up. And that works a lot better. Also with add-ons, there's conversion tracking now. With Moves, there is conversion tracking, I believe, which is good. And so why am I not a fan of these forms? Well, the reason I decided to make this video was only 30 minutes ago, a text conversation I was having with a longtime client. This guy, great company. He's been a client for probably 5 or 6 years, and he is in a seasonal market. And this is the time of year where they make their money. And so he uses add-ons. And we got all the tracking set up, and what we're tracking is when they actually book with him. And I looked over just now the last 30 days of data, and I only saw 7 confirmed bookings and $4,300 in spend. And so my first thing is always, okay, are these people searching for exactly what he offers, where he offers it? And I already figured it was dialed in. It was dialed in. And so I know there's something going on here. I believe people are requesting a quote, but for some reason they're not moving forward. And so 2 months ago, he called me saying he wasn't getting the number of bookings he was hoping to get. And we made a few tweaks and we upped the spend some, and it still is not anywhere near where I want it to be. If you spend $4,300, I would want you to get a lot more than 7 bookings. Now, he mainly does black car, but a lot of these trips are longer trips, could be $500 to $1,000 trips. So it doesn't take very many to make a decent return. And so here's the problem. I don't know why these people aren't booking. They're going to the page, they're filling out the info, they're just not booking. And what I told him just via text, we didn't actually speak, is we need to find out why people aren't booking. And that's my main issue with these online booking forms. I think they're a great idea, right? You think, well, the end customer, they're probably going to prefer that because it's quick and easy, kind of like Amazon. You can just go on, boom. You don't have to talk to anyone, text with anyone. And for our clients, I know they prefer it too, right? Because who wouldn't want to just sit back and let the bookings roll in? And I know it can work. And I think it really can only work if you keep a close watch and a close eye on your competitors' prices, because let's face it, guys, I know I've made a lot of videos about selling value over price, but at the end of the day, you can't be twice the price or even 50% more than your competition and expect to win on online marketing. The service that you guys offer, many times when someone's comparing two different companies, they're just looking at, I'm getting from one point to another. And the online booking form might not be telling them that there's a meet and greet included, or the vehicle you're booking is a brand new 2023 Escalade versus a 2017 Suburban, which, newsflash, most people that are looking to book these services online typically don't care as much. It's usually the big affiliates that need you to have a certain make, model, year of vehicle to work with them. And so that's really where our problem is right now. We know these people are looking for what he offers, where he offers it. We can see this in the location data because that's all captured. When someone clicks on your ad, we know approximately where they're at. We know what they searched beforehand for most searches. So if we know that, then we know, okay, these are the right people, but why are they not taking that next step? And I can't say for sure what that is. It very likely has something to do with pricing. Maybe somebody that is a close competitor is that much cheaper, and there's just no ability to do any sales beforehand or even figure out what their main objection is if they don't book, if it's an online booking form. So for those of you watching this, the point of this video is this. Do I believe online booking forms are a good idea? I do, but only in certain circumstances where you're keeping a very close eye on the pricing of your competitors, because it is a price sensitive sort of market that you guys are in, especially for Black Car. If you're going from one point to another, you need to know what your top 5 competitors that are on Google. Okay, so I'm not talking about competitor down the street from you that isn't advertising on Google. If you're doing online marketing, you need to know what are your different competitors pricing trips that are the most common trips. For instance, if you do LAX to San Diego, what's the average cost of a trip from LAX to San Diego, LAX to Malibu, LAX to downtown Los Angeles? You need to know these prices and the prices of your closest Google competitors if you're doing these online booking forms. You also need to have reviews. You need to have social proof very close to where they're booking. And I'm talking about Google reviews, Yelp reviews, TripAdvisor reviews. If you're highly rated on any of those platforms, I want you to screenshot the number of reviews and the number of stars and actually put that directly on the landing page. If you've won any awards, anything positive, any press you've gotten that's positive, that all needs to be featured on the landing page. If there are very popular trips that you're like, okay, out of 100 rides, I know at least 20 of them are going from this point to this point, even featuring that on the landing page as well. But at the end of the day, even if you have all these things and you're not getting bookings, there's really no way to know how unless you're speaking with these people, unless you're texting back and forth. And even then, it's not always easy to tell if you're just texting. It's not like they always tell you why they're not booking. That's why you really need to keep your finger on the pulse if you're using an online booking form, because we are in a very price sensitive industry, because most oftentimes people are going to compare you. Even if your vehicle is different, even if the service is higher quality, you offer a higher quality of service, like including meet and greets and really going the extra mile. Many of these things, you should try to convey them on your landing page. But even if you do, and all you have is online booking forms, you're still going to most likely lose out to people that are keeping an even closer watch by handling a lot of sales over the phone. So if you do use online booking forms, I would recommend every few weeks, you want to make sure you're talking to the people that are requesting quotes. Now, both with Moves and add-ons, and I believe some other platforms, what happens is they capture your info before they give you the price. And so if you notice, a lot of people are seeing the price, you're getting their info, but they're not booking. You need to call these people and just say, hi, my name's Mark with Mark's Limos. I noticed you requested a quote from us, and I noticed you didn't go ahead with the booking. I'm just trying to review all of our clients or potential clients who have done so and haven't moved forward with the booking, and find out what was the deciding factor for you. And that will be the most valuable time you spend every week. If you're using an online booking form, you need to start talking to your prospects that aren't booking and find out why they're not booking. If you're not converting at least 25% of those leads into sales you're getting from these online booking forms, then you should be doing this. And even if you are, you should still do it, because it's going to make your experience better on the checkout. Maybe they will say, well, to be honest, I checked the reviews of a lot of your competitors and you just didn't have that many. And we ended up booking with someone who was closely priced to you, but just had a lot more reviews. And we felt a little safer with that company, because you're going to find that that's probably a common theme. Another theme might be your competitor was just a little less expensive. And unfortunately, if all you're doing is showing them a price and there's really there's no soft touch, there's no talking to them, there's no texting back and forth, that's going to happen. And so it's kind of a trade-off, right? You kind of expect to get less bookings, but you're saving a lot of time because you don't have to do all this one-on-one with different people. And I get that. But that one-on-one is valuable because it really allows you to figure out what your customers care about and why they're not booking. So I hope this was valuable for you guys. If you use online booking forms, please add those things to your landing pages, add that social proof. And I highly recommend look at your leads in the past 2 weeks that didn't book. Give 5 to 10 of them a call. And some people might not want to talk to you. That's okay. But plenty of them will give you super valuable feedback, and you can figure out what is going on and why they are not booking, because there's nothing worse than pouring tons of money into online advertising when you're not getting the return. So don't wait until you've spent $4,300 in a month and only gotten 7 online bookings to do this very important work. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys on next week's video.